What's up, gangsters? Good morning. Where's my microphone at? It should be over here. Possibly will hear me a little better now. I'm not in boxers. I got my jeans on. Just a trick. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I want to point out, I noticed as I came online that the titles are saying that I'm playing Patron Saint of Murderers. That is inaccurate. I forgot to update my titles today. I am playing my 30th album, Attending the Shenanigans, by the Mad Poet, which is me. So that's what we're doing, even if the stuff says something else. And I just need to check something here, because, okay. There will be cheese, yes. There will absolutely be cheese. You thought that I wasn't wearing any pants? That's fantastic. That is not really my style, the no pants thing, but I appreciate it. Yep, wearing the jacket tonight. Liking cheese. Dr. Gack and Tom may not be here. Well, I guess that's acceptable. These things happen. If you guys may have noticed that the chat from Twitch should be showing up in YouTube, and I noticed that the chat in YouTube is showing up in Twitch. I was hoping to integrate those. I tried to do that, and so anyone who's on YouTube, let me know if you're seeing the Twitch comments. That would be great. I did not check it on YouTube yet, but I did see that Susan's thing showed up. She made one comment on YouTube, and that showed up on Twitch, so that's great. Yes, and welcome to the new followers and everybody. Yes, excellent, good. So the chat is integrated now. That's fantastic. I've got a thing set up. I want to try. You guys let me know what you think about. We might be freezing here, actually. Yeah, I was hoping that would work out well. I look like I might be having kind of a low internet speed right now. So I'm going to give this okay, there we go. I'm just going to try this on the next song. We're going to go black here for a moment. I'm not sure if I'm going to like this with the comments showing up on screen. I'm not digging it right now. I'm not digging this. You guys let me know what you think. The comments should show on screen as they come up, and then will disappear again. I think I may just be happier with the integrated what's it. So anyway, let's move on. Let's do some music. We are moving into C sharp minor. We are only one note away from being G sharp minor. So we're close. Kind of annoying, actually. Okay, good to know. And fortunately, it's really easy to take it back off. This next song is the one that I dedicated. I dedicate a song, of course, on every album to someone. Tadashi, I don't know if you're out there. I was texting with Tadashi earlier. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it tonight to watch. Sounds like he's out for his wife's birthday. And over in Leavenworth or something, they said. And so if you're out there, Tadash, that's awesome. Tadashi is just like this super cool guy. I met him, probably about, 13 years back or so, maybe a little more. And we were actually in an opera together in the choir. And he's a great singer. I am not a great singer. And we just instant friendship, man. Instant friendship, just add Randy and Tadashi. Such a great little dude. And so this next song is going out to Tadash, C sharp minor. This is called Molecular Vandalism. And of course, I need to do this right. All right. So I want to change a little something here. This guitar, I think, needs to be gated a touch more. Let's try. There we go. Okay, get rid of that extra guitar fuzz there. Okay. So lots of weather talk. Delivering pizzas in the heat sucks, but I can put on 3 jackets in the car. That makes sense, yeah. Lemon Juices 12, welcome. Doc, thanks for welcoming everyone in. So it looks like the consensus may be don't put the comments on the screen. It's kind of what I think I might be gathering here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to turn those comments, since I've got them integrated now, I think that's going to work better than on screen. I was kind of looking for, thanks Doc, I appreciate that. So those are now gone. Perfect. I was kind of looking for a solution to, the chat here, chat there. Now the chats are integrated. I think we're good. I had 2 potential solutions. One of them worked out, so that works. And speaking of solutions, I have an announcement. We have come to the solution to all things, which is G sharp minor. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. It's time for that. It is absolutely time for that. G sharp minor party, baby. Get out your G sharp minor, do a big line of G sharp minor, and rip it up. We're actually going to slow it way down for this, only down to 75 beats a minute. This is called, what just happened? Oh, and I'm getting really good at not having the right window active when it's time to start a song. So I'm all like, cool, man, let's start a song. And nothing happens, because that's just, I'm awesome like that. G sharp minor. G sharp minor. Oh, took a while to get the lights on there. Alrighty then. Well, that was the G sharp minor portion of the show. Looks like Mark has come online. Looks like we've already had 100 messages in chat today. Doc, what is the... And you can let me know this after... Andy, I noticed I also got Betty and Andy. Thank you very much for the tipulises. Greatly appreciated. And of course, as usual, thank you all for coming in and watching. I hope you are all having a great time and that the stream is not freezing up and the sound is coming through okay. I know that those things are all potential issues. Wango Tango Time. Hello, Wango Tango Time. I'm not sure who that is, but hello. Yeah, thank you everybody for coming in. This is a fun little stream we're doing tonight. I'm having a great time. I always do. I always just have a great time, particularly, when I first started, I'm still, a very small streamer. Very, very small. When I first started doing it, there were several shows where I literally streamed to nobody. It was just me sitting here practicing on camera, which was totally okay because you got to start, somewhere. But even to that, I have a great time doing that. Like I said so many times, I will say it again. The fact that I don't have to move amplifiers, that makes this show a lot more fun. There is something really cool about playing in front of a great crowd, and I have had some great crowds. I've never been in like huge bands, but there's a couple bands that we're regularly getting anywhere from 100 to 600 people at some of our shows, and it's fun stuff. That is really fun stuff. So very good. Wango is another friend of Jerry's. Well, thank you, Jerry, for getting the word out. Thank you, Jerry's friends, for coming in. And I've kind of got my chat set up slightly different, so I'm hoping that I'm not missing anything. But welcome one, welcome all. But yeah, Doc, later on, let me know what you mean by the Restream bot. I thought you meant my on-screen display. You might be talking about something else, but feel free to let me know what is going on. So, yeah, good stuff. So we've done C sharp minor, we've done G sharp minor, we've done E minor, and now we're going to do E minor again. So that's the kind of guy I am. Actually, with the first song, was that an E minor? Yeah, it was. Yeah, sure was. Yeah, the first song, I don't think I mentioned this, that was called And That's When Things Stopped Making Sense, which, basically was a description of my birth. So back to E minor, kind of bumping it up here a little bit. I want to say that there was something interesting about the recording of this piece, but this has been ages ago that I did this album. And I don't remember what the interesting thing was. So just take me at my word that this was extremely interesting and just fascinating. And just be fascinated. Just take my word for it. You are currently fascinated. There you go. See, life's just fun that way, isn't it? Boom. Easy. All right. This is called The Demon Loved the Angel. So it looks like we've had a few people kind of rolling in here. I hope everyone's enjoying the show. Mark has found YouTube. Good. And somebody needs to know about what the octopus said, it looks like. The octopus said, yeah. And you can quote me on that. All right? And the octopus says they didn't say it. Say, hey, Randy heard you. Randy was there. The mad poet knows. Sucker! You can even use my inflection for it if you want to. You can tear my larynx out, stuff it into your throat, and say it the way I would say it. Hey, thanks for the compliment. Glad you like the attire. Oh, cool. I will try to check out Wango's DJ show. Speaking of, so I noticed a comment here about Confusion. Yeah, Jerry was mentioned that he drummed with me live on that, not live, he did the recordings on that. And I also noticed next Thursday, a Thursday comment. So, Eaton! Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Eaton, thank you. Thank you kindly, much appreciated. Yes, every show I wear a purple shirt and a tie. Sometimes a jacket, sometimes a vest. Sometimes it's a shirt and tie. Who knows, maybe one of these days I'll even do a bow tie. But next Thursday, so I've had a request, I've had multiple requests actually to do a performance, and I've had some very good ideas given to me about doing a performance of my first album. And it's a tough scenario to give an answer to. Basically, it's really hard to get those original tracks together. And there have Glenn's here. Hey, hello. So there have been some very good ideas about other things I could do, remixing and types of things. But here's what I'm going to do. I've been talking for a while about how I'm going to do a stream where it's just me rope jumping. And my original idea was to do this for Asymmetric Writings, which is a 52-minute song. I'm going to do a test run next Thursday at 8 o'clock, normal time. Next Thursday, I'm going to jump rope for the entire length of my first album while my first album is playing. So I'm going to jump rope to my first album nonstop. That album, I think, is about 46 minutes. So I'm going to do a 46-minute rope jumping session, kind of as a test to see what the setup needs to be for that. And then if that goes well, I will also set up in the near future one to do Asymmetric Writings 2 and 3, which will be basically an hour 45 of rope jumping. So next Thursday, feel free to tune in and kind of see what's going on with that. Jump roping, yes, jumping rope. It's a form of exercise I've been doing for years. The longest I've ever rope jumped currently is 93 minutes. The world record's like a day and a half or something, but I don't care about the world record. I care about my personal records. So I'm just gonna rope jump all the way through my first album. So it should be interesting. Glenn, do you have a Charvel? I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, I got this. When I was in the military, I went in the military in 90, and that year I picked up a Charvette, which was like the economy model of the Charvel. And I really liked it. It was a cheap little guitar, but I really liked it. Sometimes you get that guitar and it's like, oh, this just fits. I don't care if it's only worth $10, It's like, whatever. And that was stolen. Unfortunately, I have had two guitars stolen in my life. One was a cheapo Charvette, and the other one was a $3,000 Les Paul. So I've kind of hit both ends of the spectrum on that. So I ended up picking this up probably in around, I'm trying to remember, did I have this in Korea? No, I think after I came back from Korea, I ended up picking this guitar up and to replace that Charvette, and it's a good little axe. So yeah, I like the Charvette. I've also got the Jackson Rhodes. I think I was playing that one last. It's really hard to find where my fingers should go. I think that's the one I was playing last week. The Jackson and Charvels, they have just a great feel to them. Oh, I'm using yours. Okay, well, I'm sorry to have stolen that from you. Thanks for noticing. Very good. All right. Yeah, and that's Wango. That is so on track right there. I think there's this $3,000 Les Paul, and that Les Paul was beautiful. Great story to that Les Paul. The name of the guitar was called Black Wine, and that's because my daughter Renee on here. She and I had been looking through some catalogs because this was a long time ago. She was 4 or 5 years old at the time, and I was looking for a Les Paul with the wine red finish I really liked. Well, I found this great deal on this Paul. It felt right. I'm like, this is the guitar. It was in black. I was talking to her on the phone, and I said, I bought that guitar, but instead of the red wine finish, it's black. And she said, oh, black wine? That's funny. So I ended up, I had a custom job done on it, took the entire fretboard off, had it replaced with ebony with no fret markings. They had the pickup covers on it. I took that into the trophy shop and had them engraved with Venoir, which is French for black wine. I bought a custom plate for the truss rod, had that engraved with my initials, changed all the electronics. It was just a complete magic wand. I love that guitar. And then the thing is, it's probably sitting in a frigging closet somewhere. It's probably just sitting in a closet doing nothing. Jerks. Total jerks. So, yeah. But I agree with you. I hope that it's out there actually just being used. You make use of my guitar. I put some time into that thing, baby. All right. Yeah, it was a sweet guitar. And if every once in a while I'll get online, I'll look up, because I've got these, it's a very unique thing the way I set it up. And every year or so I'll get online and just kind of do a search, and nothing's ever come up. Hopefully someday I'd love to have that guitar again, but that was stolen 2010, 2009. So chances of getting that back are exceptionally slim. But hey, I tell my students, if you're going to be out doing gigs, going out to rehearsals, if you're not just playing in your house like I'm doing here today, it's not a question of if your stuff gets stolen, it's a question of when. It's kind of part of the deal. Apparently they needed it more than me. So, oh, we have a request. Okay, Wango, you're new here. So, let me explain that after I came back from the Nam in 1941, this is the song that launched my career. Played this at Madison Square to a sold-out crowd of 852,000. It's the most amazing, complex piece of music that has ever been written. I'm not sure, I wasn't expecting to play this tonight, but let me get ready. Sometimes you gotta decide the right place to play, because this could be done in different ways, but single digits, okay. Oh, man, I need a cigarette after that. Woo! I know, it's just pure madness when I do that. Pure madness. I just want to see something here. Since we got a few new peeps in. Oh, I am not set up for that. Okay. After we get done with the album, I may try to do a little slide guitar status stuff. I'm not set up in this particular get up for slide guitar, so that's somewhat problematic. Pure unadulterated madness. It is absolutely the purest of pure. But let's move forward, shall we, kids? And for anyone new out there, you know, I'm always happy to answer questions. If you have questions about my nooses or my scythe or my amplifiers back there in the corner or my guitars or my fancy haircut, anything, feel free. Feel free to ask questions. Still waiting for that saxophone. Yeah, the new album's coming along slowly. I realize it's been 5 months, over 5 months since I put my last album out. And basically, you know, just keep waiting is my most solid advice. Still haven't heard him play the sax. It is there. It is there. That album, this has been an interesting journey on this album because I took some seminars through Bobby Osinski about mixing. I've done some things that really helped my mix and made me realize some of my deficits as an engineer. No. I really don't play all that loud either. I'm like the quietest metalhead ever. Sarah will be sleeping, not in an adjacent room, but not far away, and I'll be down here recording heavy metal albums, and she doesn't even hear it. I kind of turn it up a bit, but I mean, like, there's no potential for hearing damage or anything at the levels I'm at. This is not concert level, so I haven't really cranked it up to check that, but no. Sarah's actually going to be out. She has some sensitivities to certain chemicals, and so she's going to be leaving town for a little while. So in a couple weeks, probably the wood walls are all going to be black. I'm going to stain those black just because I think it's going to look a lot better. But I do need, and one of the things I'm planning to get to, we moved into this house just under a year ago. I think we're about 3 weeks away from being here for a year, and I one of the big things I want to do is get some rock wool, build some bass traps for the corners, maybe along some of the bottoms of the walls, a few places, some of the sides and corners. So yeah, bass trapping would definitely help this room. Oh, okay. Fun story on the carpet. Woohoo! Okay, so my mother bought that when my daughter Renee. I'm going to embarrass her a little bit. Not bad. She knows this story because she was there, and of course she has a perfect memory because she's my daughter and she's amazing. But no, so we went to this carpet store. My mother wanted this area rug, and my daughter was 2, right? And so she's never been in a carpet store before, and she's just loving it. So there's all these carpets rolled up, and she's jumping around on them stuff. And this manager dude, you could see he's just irate that this little girl's gonna destroy his guy. It's like, dude, they're carpets. She weighs like 35 pounds. She can't hurt these. Nothing's going to go. There's a kid on your carpet. It's not a big deal. And it was just great. And then my mother had that for years, and then she didn't use it anymore. And she's like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it. It's got a great story behind it. Looks cool." So, and then if I ever need to escape, I can just fly away on it like Aladdin, because magic. So there you go. Respect the wood. Nah, I know Renee doesn't mind if I embarrass her a bit. She's awesome. So anyway, so this album. As I mentioned, there was something on that last song that I recall it being interesting while recording it. I have recorded, 65 albums, so I don't always remember all the details. But this album, as I move through these songs, I'm kind of remembering some of kind of what went on. And these next few songs, I definitely wanted to go for some different types of feel in them. And so this one, normally I do my solos just kind of improvisationally through my scales. And so I'm still using the same kind of information, but I went with a much more kind of a chord-based solo on this one. And it came out with some interesting, I'm going to use the same ideas and kind of see where it takes us. We're moving into some A minor status here, and got a couple of different tempo changes. Yeah, this kind of goes all over the place. Let's see what happens. This is called I've Been Thinking About This. Looks like I failed to set my lights up song. So there's that. No big surprise there. Not the first thing I've ever screwed up technically on these shows. My regulars will certainly know all about that. I've had plenty of weird areas. Yeah. Anita's back. Haven't seen Anita in ages. Thank you, Anita. Our Eastern friends are always welcome here. Randy gave me the sword. Oh, that's right, the sword of moderation. Yeah, made Doc a moderator, which means he now has the right, if he is dissatisfied with your actions in chat, to come to your house and ram a pickaxe through your forehead. That's what moderation is. That's by definition moderation. Boom. So there you go. So I just got some kind of ambiance going here. You can see my guitar quite well, and there you are. So I love the glorified Walmart greeter thing, but Walmart greeters don't get to stuff pickaxes through people's heads, so you know, there's always that. Mark, you're doing just fine, buddy. You are doing just fine. You guys got a hailstorm going on. We had some hail the other day, kind of going that like the sideways stuff. That's the big thing we got here in Eastern Washington is wind. We get some pretty potent wind going at times. Yeah, and see, Glenn really has to look out for Doc now that Doc has pickaxe to the forehead rights, because Doc knows where Glenn lives. Oh yeah. So, Eastern Washington, yep. Yeah, we're out. I like to describe where we're at as we're not in the middle of nowhere, but we're within walking distance of it. Oh, you're near Yakima. Cool. Yeah, we're a few hours from you. I don't like to give my exact location, but yeah, you'll know the area. Some other time when we're just talking the two of us, maybe I'll let you know. But yeah, Eastern Washington's great. I love it over here. We've been having just a great time in our new house and all that kind of craziness. So, all right. Well, you know, you can always get a prosthetic forehead, as in the They Might Be Giant song, which is called Everybody Wants a Rock. It sings all about their desire to also have a prosthetic forehead. If you don't know They Might Be Giants, they're very worth checking out. Particularly if you get a chance to see them live. I've seen They Might Be Giants live, I think like 6 times. Man, they are so fun live. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So, all right. Yeah, so this next, like I said, on this album, every once in a while I'll just kind of get into some more experimental type of work and just kind of fiddle around with different stuff. And so this one, I had a few ideas. Nothing crazy. I mean, some of my albums I've got, like, particularly album 63, Permanent Cognitive Damage Disorder. That's just one big, long, 44-minute song. Just weird synth stuff and this really slow guitar work. Nothing like most of my work. This stuff on Attending the Shenanigans is not a huge departure. And again, for anyone coming in late, I did mention earlier I failed to update the titles of the video of the show before I started. So this is saying that I'm playing Patron Saint of Murderers, which was my 55th album. I'm actually playing Attending the Shenanigans, which is my 30th album. Or as I prefer to say it, Attending the Shenanigans, which in the hand movement is very important on that. But yeah, so this one also, I just kind of wanted to fiddle around with some double octave moves. So you'll notice that I'll kind of go back and forth to the finger style and pick work in this. And this one also has some sections in it that were heavily inspired. If anyone out there is a fan of the band Tristania, their early work when Morton was still with them. And Morton is just, man, he had some killer work. And I think he was only on the first 2 Tristania albums. and then went on to form Sirenia, which is also a great band, similar feel, kind of gothic metal type stuff. But this one, parts of this were very inspired by that kind of early Tristania work, and then other parts of it were actually a bit inspired by Isaac Albéniz, who was a Spanish composer, I want to say late 1800s, and his best known work, this is going to sound kind of funky on here, but is Leyenda. I'm not used to playing that on a steel string or with a distorted guitar, but very cool piece. And on the original piano version of that, was originally written for piano, not guitar, he used these double octaves. And when I realized that, I was like, oh, that sounds so exciting. I kind of wanted to play with these double octaves. So the inspirations for this one are kind of all over the place. And again, it has a lot of tempo changes and stuff, and it just kind of moves around. It's a fun little piece. So we'll see how it sounds. Let's do this. This is called Under the Protection of Monsters. I'm so dark and evil. So dark and evil. I know what the Mandelbrot set is, so I'm going to take that as a compliment, that if that's any sort of a sonic version of the Mandelbrot set, that sounds like a big compliment, and big moist compliment. So dark and evil. I'm so dark and evil. Evil money. No, not tonight. Yeah, like I said, the title still says I'm doing Patron Saint of Murderers. That is the title from last week. I'm playing Attending the Shenanigans. So unfortunately, I'm not set up tonight to do Castle of the Crimson Knight. That is such a fun album to play. It really is. I mean, I just love all of my albums, but so few of them are actually set up to actually do shows with. If there is anyone out there, oh, good. Woohoo! Thank you. Welcome to the show. If there's anyone out there who would be interested in programming lights for me, it is tedious work. And it's the main thing that holds me back from doing albums. It's just it's for me, and I'm fairly experienced at it. It's about a 6 to 8 hour job programming the light. They are DMX, however, I do not program them with DMX. Because of the way I'm set up, I play through a program called Reaper, which is a recording program. And in that, there's a protocol known as MIDI, stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. So I have a thing that uses a MIDI signal to trigger DMX. And the reason I do it that way, do not fear the Reaper. Please don't. The reason I do it that way is that I need everything to line up with the timing that I've got for my song. So if I have tempo changes, I need the tempo changes to be accounted for. So this way, everything lines up. And it's a very complex setup that I've got here to run the lights and the sheet music. You guys don't see, but I've got a fairly large monitor in front of me that has my sheet music on it. So these songs, having released over 600 songs, I don't have them memorized. And so the sheet music is being run off of basically like a virtual cable, and then I have the MIDI in there running through a different virtual cable to trigger the DMX protocol, which goes out through an interface to the lights. It's very complicated. So yeah, I basically... Yeah, I don't even understand regular DMX programming. I know that you do some DMX stuff, but no, this one unfortunately does require a bit more complex setup. So, totally understandable. Basically, every time, what I actually do is I write the lights in sheet music. I then transfer them in as MIDI because all of my albums are written out as sheet music. And that way I can see what is going to be played. I was like, oh, here I'll just do some lights just kind of, being real static. And here I'll have a bunch of flashy. And, oh, there's a tom fill there, so I'll put some bright lights matching the tom fill, that kind of thing. Reap the Embracer. Hey, Michael's here. Welcome, MT Labs. Great to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming in, and on YouTube, excellently done. So yeah, Michael is a student of mine who's rather an accomplished musician in his own right. Feel free, please go check out Michael's channel, check out his music. And, just in general, check out what other people in the chat, check out their channels. If they're Twitch streamers or YouTubers, check out what they do. It's great to have that happening. Where is the cowbell emoji? You know what? I don't use emojis, so I would be unable to tell you about that one. There probably is a cowbell emoji somewhere. So, speaking of not having my songs memorized, so lots of stuff is up, man. Lots of stuff is up. Just making some music, baby. Over here in Eastern Washington. Being all isolated and introverted like I like to be, and doing shows without having to move amplifiers around, and digging it. Yes. Beautiful. And got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell. Actually, you know what? Fever by Peggy Lee. That is one of the best songs ever. And particularly, if you know the song I'm talking about, go watch the version. I forget the name of the singer who did it, but there was a singer on The Muppet Show that did Fever, and it is awesome. Go check out Fever with the Muppets. It is one of my favorite versions of that song. So good. So good. So, good stuff. Totally digging it. Oh my. All right. So what do we got here? Speaking of not having any of my music memorized, this next song is called How Well Do You Really Know the Back of Your Hand? Slowing down a bit. All right, thank you all. Saw some nice comments in there. So, yeah, you still haven't got enough of the 42s. But I also want to point out, I see the empty labs. Michael is still in here, and I should point out, Michael is actually the person who introduced me to Twitch. I didn't even know Twitch existed, and he was talking about it in one of our lessons. And so if it hadn't been for him, we may not be here now. So extra special thanks to Empty Labs. Very good stuff. All right, thank you. Okay, well, then, it's time to speak from the Book of Evil. Today we read from the Book of Evil, chapter 18, verse 91, part 4b. It's fun to steal. Jackie Robinson. I don't know that I don't know that reference, Mark. You got me on that one. All right, so we've only got one song left for the evening here. I think pretty soon, some of you may know that for about 4 months, I was doing a little experiment of getting up every morning at 4 o'clock. And, you know, a lot of the gurus out there say it's, get up at 4 o'clock and you'll be more productive. And they're just wrong. Getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning is stupid because you have to go to bed at 9 o'clock and you sleep just as much. It was just the whole thing. I was not more productive. I haven't put an album out in 5 months. I was definitely less productive as a result of not working when I'm most comfortable working, which is later at night. So I'm back to these days going to bed at 3 in the morning, sometimes 4 in the morning. And it took 2 days to get back on track for my night because I'm just a night person. That's the way it is. So I'm back on that. So I don't know. Next week maybe we'll start bumping up and doing these shows a little longer, do some double albums and stuff. As I said, next Thursday I will be doing rope jumping. Thursday at 8 o'clock I will be jumping rope through the entirety of my first album, Confusion, which is about a 46-ish minute album. So 46 minutes of straight rope jumping. And and then of course I'll be back next Friday for my normal show. And all good things, all very good things. So this album is called Tending the Shenanigans. We are now moving into the title track of the album. This will be our final song for the night. Thank you all for coming to the show. Always appreciate it. I have a blast doing these. I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you for the tips. To those who have tipped, also appreciated. And title track. Let's do it. Let's attend the shenanigans. Here we go. that is our show for the night, gangsters. Bubbles in your nose. Okay, I clearly missed something here. Were we glitching? Bummer. I should do 42 minutes of rope jump. You know? I may have to write a 42-minute long song. I may have to do that. That noted. I may have to do that. That's what they said when they stole my guitar. Yeah. All right. I'm just seeing if there's anything I need to respond to here, any questions or anything. Well, it looks like you guys have had a blast in the chat tonight, which I always appreciate. That is fantastic. Bubbles in you. I still don't know what bubbles in your nose is about. That's all right. I don't have to. Don't have to get up early for 2 days. That's always good. Speaking of the villain, for the last few days, I've been working on a song called The Villain. This is a song I actually have been writing over the course of the last, probably 15, 17 years. It's just like this real slow work in progress. When it's done, the song will probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of an hour and a half to 2 hours long. And that song is the story of Jack the Ripper's great-granddaughter continuing his legacy. And I really like some of the stuff I've composed for it. Fun stuff. Join the dark side. What happened to me? I gotta read the names, Randy. You mean I should read the names of people who asked the questions on the chat? Yo 2004. Oh yeah. Is that Giovanni? Probably. I'm guessing. That's Giovanni. Whether that's Giovanni or not, sorry that you missed it. It kind of came in right at the end here. But I am on every Friday at 8 o'clock p.m. Post meridian. What am I trying? Pacific time zone. That's what I'm. Pacific time zone. Left coast. Washington State, Washington, Oregon, California, BC. That kind of thing. That's where I'm at. So 8 o'clock. Yeah, sorry, buddy. Next time, come on in for it. So, anyway, this has been a fun show. Thank you very much. And I just noticed I got another tip that I missed. Aretha. Okay, I'm gonna have to figure this one out. I'm gonna have to spend some more time on that one. But nonetheless, everyone who tipped, thank you very much. Everyone who has been watching, listening, viewing, smelling, enjoying, hating, whatever it is, thank you very much. Love this stuff. Next Thursday, 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, rope jumping through my entire first album. Next Friday, 8 o'clock p.m., normal show. Don't know what album I'm going to do yet, but we will have something set up for sure. Thank you very much. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. Links below to Bandcamp where you can get all of my albums. Go to my website where you can get all of my albums. All my albums are available on a pay-what-you-can basis, including free. Hope you had a great time. That's what we know.